Hello everybody, my name is Dad's Read Along Stories, and today we're going to be reading Maisy Goes on a Bike Ride. Let's read a Maisy book together. I want you to raise your hand if you have a tricycle, if you have a little bike, if you have a pedal bike. I don't care what kind of bike you have, but today we're going to learn from Maisy what it means to go on a bike ride. Maisy Goes on a Bike Ride by Lucy Cousins. Let's read. Maisy has a new bicycle. She can't wait to go on a bike ride with her friends. Maisy's new bike has a shiny bell. Bring, bring. A bouncy seat. 2 wheels and 2 pedals. And a handy basket on the front. Maisy knows what to do. Sit on the seat. Hands on the handlebars, look straight ahead, push down on the pedals. Maisy meets her friends at the park. Hooray! Ready, set, go! Maisy keeps her balance and rides along the path. She's pedaling fast now. Round and round the wheels go. Go, Maisy, go! Then Maisy goes bumpity-bump down a track. She feels all shaky. Brr, watch out, ducks. I'm trying to do my voice like I'm going bump, bump, bump. Watch out, ducks. Look, there are ostrich and penguin. Maisy rings her bell. Bring, bring. She presses the brakes to slow down. Squeeze. Whoa, oh, wibble wobble. Nice to almost bump into you, Penguin laughs. Maisy sees lots of other amazing bikes. Wow, Dottie and Peacock pass by on a tandem bike. Maisy zooms to catch up with her friends. A tandem bike is, they have 2 people on one bike. Sometimes they even have 3. It's crazy. It's hard cycling uphill. Huff, puff, not far now. We can do it. Wow, we made it to the top, says Maisy. Click! She takes off her helmet and has a nice cold drink. Drip drop, here comes the rain. This is also a good time for me to tell you kids, when you ride a bike, always wear a helmet. Please. Time to go home, says Maisy. Going downhill is much easier. Maisy hardly has to pedal at all. She can feel the air whooshing by. They all go faster and faster and faster. Uh-oh, there's a big muddy puddle. It's too late to slow down. Splash! Maisy is tired but very happy by the time she gets home. What a wonderful bike ride. The end. Thank you guys for reading Maisy Goes on a Bike Ride with me. I hope you will have some great bike rides this year, this summer, whenever you're listening to this. And I hope that you will always wear a helmet so you can have a good time and be safe. Thank you guys. I'll see you next time. Hello everybody, I hope that you are having a great day. Welcome back to Dad's Read Along Stories, and on this channel, we love to read these Maisy books. We've read Maisy Rides a Bike, we've read Maisy Goes to London, and today, we're going to be reading Maisy Goes to the Museum by Lucy Cousins. Have you guys ever been to a museum before? When I was a kid, I loved museums, aquariums. The museum that we like to go to was in Chicago, and it had a big T-Rex skeleton. Oh, that was my favorite. Let's see if there's a T-Rex skeleton in this book. Let's read Maisy Goes to the Museum. It's a rainy day, and Maisy and her friends are going to the museum. It's a perfect thing to do on a rainy day. First, they look at the dinosaurs. What enormous bones! And look at the fossilized dinosaur's eggs. Guys, it happened on the first page, basically. Dinosaur skeleton, just like the museum that I used to go to as a kid. Big T-Rex skeleton. This is why museums are so awesome. In the transportation section, Charlie looks at the vintage car and the old bicycle and the double-decker bus. That's a double-decker bus.
Double-decker means it has 2 levels. What a wonderful old biplane! And look here, a satellite and a rocket. Maisy imagines being an astronaut and flying to the moon with Panda. But there's also a room with old toys. Tallulah's favorite is the pretty dollhouse with all the tiny furniture. Maisy and Charlie marvel at the brightly colored birds in the animal exhibit. Look at all those brightly colored birds. Tallulah inspects the bugs. Cyril makes friends with the saber-toothed cat. Eddie looks and looks at the woolly mammoth. There's so much to see and do at the museum. You can draw, you can play with puppets, you can make music, and dress up in the costume room. Maisy dresses up as an Egyptian. Cyril is a knight. Look at his shining armor. Now it's time to visit the food exhibit. Maisy and her friends go to the museum cafe and have sandwiches and juice. I don't think that's an exhibit. I think that's just the cafe. That's funny. When they leave the museum, the sun is shining. What a fun day at the museum. Bye-bye, Maisy. The end. Guys, thanks for reading Maisy Goes to the Museum. I hope that you had a good time reading it. And go up to your mom, go up to your dad, grandma, grandpa, and say, hey, can you take me to the museum sometime? I heard that it's a pretty awesome place to go. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time on Dad's Read Along Stories. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dad's Read Along Stories. Today, we have another Maisy book. We have Maisy Goes to London. I love reading books like this because they remind us of all the amazing places in the world. If you live in the United States like me, you know that London is not in the United States. And it's awesome to read books about different places because our world, our Earth, is full of amazing places to visit and explore. Let's read Maisy Goes to London by Lucy Cousins together. Maisy Goes to London. Maisy Goes to London. Today, Maisy and her friends are visiting London. Ting ting, honk honk. How exciting. The city is so noisy. Let's take the bus, says Maisy. Brum brum, brum brum, toot toot. First stop, Piccadilly Circus. Look at all the flashing lights. That's awesome. I wonder what that looks like in real life. Wow. Next, they walk to Trafalgar Square to see Nelson's Column. It's very tall. I love this big friendly lion, said Charlie. Maisy snaps a photo. Click. Charlie is the crocodile, alligator guy. Then they go inside to look at all the artwork on the National Gallery. There are so many amazing paintings. Maisy likes the sunflowers the best. That's a good painting. After a picnic lunch, they play in the park. Woof woof. Tallulah feeds the ducks. Buzz buzz, quack quack. Quack, quack. Wow, it's Buckingham Palace, where the Queen lives. Hello, Your Majesty. It's Buckingham Palace. Once again, that's a real place. Click. The palace guard is very serious. He doesn't even smile. Maisy takes another photo. Next, they walk along the River Thomas and see the Houses of Parliament. Big Ben chimes. It's 3 o'clock. Dong, dong, dong. Big Ben is a very big and famous clock tower in London. Maisy and her friends take a ride on a water taxi. Look, the gates are opening on Tower Bridge. So the bridge goes up and the ships go through. At the Tower of London, Maisy takes some photos of the ravens. Ravens are these black birds here. Cyril and Charlie love the Beefeater's colorful uniform. This guy. Next, they go down, down, down to the subway called the Underground. It's very crowded on the train. Hold on tight, says Maisy. On the riverbank, they buy some snacks. Yum! Let's go to the aquarium, says Tallulah. Ting, ting. Aquarium. Amazing! What a lot of fish! The shark's teeth look very sharp, says Cyril. Soon it's time to go, but first they visit the gift shop. Before they go home, Maisy and her friends get one last photo of the bridge. Click. What a fantastic day. I love London, says Maisy. The end. Thank you for exploring London with me and Maisy. Thank you, and I'll see you next time on Dad's Read Along Stories.